Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and get ready for In Your Face Imagination Land. What? Selective enforcement, so that they can have a brainwashing 101 festival for all the young people out there, from the teenagers to the 20-somethings. And it's all going to happen where the facts are not the facts, according to Lord Governor Capo Andrew Cuomo. Yes, the VMAs are coming, and when the facts aren't the facts in this new digital age, right, giving the state to billionaires, you can have an award show magically. We'll have the award show, right, that can't spread the coronavirus in that award show because no one's going to be quarantined. Remember, if you're coming from an outside state, I'm not sure if it's 30-something right now, but a vast number, you're supposed to quarantine yourself for 14 days unless you're coming in, or you're essential because the facts aren't the facts, right? Savannah, Georgia trip there, Andrew Cuomo, right? Or if you're press, or all these other loopholes that make absolutely no sense. But this isn't about making sense. This is about slavery and a transformation nation into what? A universal basic income class, all right, that is slowly weeded out through an automation nation and transhumanism. That's what this is all about. And guess what? Wait till you see. I'm almost tempted to watch it this year. I haven't watched the VMAs in forever, but we all know they love their little occult symbolism, right? We all know they love their brainwashing messages to the youth. And I wasn't even oblivious to that back when I was a teenager. I started to see that. But, you know, a lot of it was hip and cool. And when I was a teenager, you know, the big pop things were like the New Kids on the Block and all that crap. But meanwhile, there was still a big scene of actual, you know, artists out there, from, you know, hip hop to being like the Wu-Tang Clan, right? And, you know, Dre and all those guys had a lot of artistic merit. Snoop was promoted. But really, that was the time like Korn came up, Tool came up, so many great artists, Pearl Jam, etc. That to me still does have artistic merit, right? But then you saw some of the other stuff that they were selling you to believe in these video music awards. And can you imagine the mask madness, the social distancing madness, the transhumanist promotion that is going to be going on at this thing when the facts aren't the facts and selective enforcement is a real thing? All right, we're going to go over those articles right now. But again, we're on month 4.5 now of being fully demonetized on this platform. 3.5 months ago, I, on air, basically went through and appealed. Haven't heard anything about that appeal. So $5, $10, $15, large donors, you mean the world to me. This is how we're doing it. Need your support now more than ever. Taking off in the car today, probably this afternoon, this evening, and heading right out to Iowa. And so during the week, I should be doing a broadcast with Pat Miletich. Very excited about that. Maybe we'll pre-tape it if the internet's not great. But then again, maybe we'll live stream it. And I always record it, and then I'll do what I did last time, and I'll just re-upload it. We'll see how everything goes. But hitting the road to Iowa, need your support. Remember, you can also support me over on rockfin.com. All the documentary films, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are available free right here. And you should follow me on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff that I don't cover on the channel that I end up covering on Twitter. Remember, the t-shirt shop is down below. You can check that out. Oh, that's right. And there's probably not going to be a mixed martial mindset tonight, which sucks because I do love John Fitch. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll leave after mixed martial mindset. Maybe we will do mixed martial mindset tonight. That's probably what we should do. So let's get into it. Music stars from COVID-19 infected states will be partially exempt from Cuomo's New York City travel quarantine rules for their MTV VMA performances. Now remember, you can't open up your restaurant, okay? You can't have people inside having a good time. Bar, definitely not. You have to LARP at a bar where you sit people down and they put a mask on to go get a drink. Or actually, they're not even allowed to put a mask on to go get a drink. They're allowed to put a mask on to walk to go to the bathroom. Okay, someone has to come to them so they can get served a drink. It's unbelievable. You can do all that, but when it comes to the VMA, music awards, and the fact that these people interact with a ton of people all the time, coming from all over the country, there's no quarantine for them. No, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, Miley Cyrus, what is it, that new K-pop thing? I don't even know what it is. They won't have to do it. Black Eyed Peas, no. Don't worry about the large entourages and crews. This should let everybody know what's going on. There they are. BTS, yeah. So again, Cuomo will bow down to the predator class, the billionaire class, right? The ones that are consolidating power right now, and their mechanisms of control, right? The media military industrial complex. This is the brainwashing 101. Can you imagine the type of messages that are going? I might have to cover it live. There's a chance maybe what I'll do is I'll do it as a live and maybe even free Rockfin exclusive, the VMA watch along. And we'll just comment on it, and we'll take off all the audio while we're there. But, I mean, guys, and this is going to be before the election. And a lot of people are like, well, this, it doesn't matter when you get up to the tippity top, and maybe it doesn't, right? Trump has a ton of flaws. I am not Trump training here. I'm not MAGA acting here. But again, he came out yesterday, and he talks about plasma, right? And they've already talked about plasma. You know who else has talked about plasma? Andrew Cuomo, when the facts aren't the facts, right? But they want to move the goalpost again and again and again. Even Cuomo's already told you that even if you have the antibodies, that doesn't mean that you'll be resistant forever. And they're setting this up to be a whole thing where it keeps going and going and going and going and never ends. If they can control you, it never ends. That's why we need to fight back now. All right, and the mind control in New York State is over the top. So now the plasma, again, now it's going to be demonized, even though Bill Gates is on television. Can you imagine if Donald Trump got up there and said, verbatim, Bill Gates said this, okay? It might be a little bit off, but this is exactly what it said. We don't know if these vaccines will work. We don't know if they will work to stop transmission, and we don't know if it will work to lower the mortality rate. He said that. Can you imagine if Trump said that? Instead, he goes out, he talks about studies that have shown that plasma has a 35% decrease in the mortality rate, right? So if you think about that, right, if we're there, because the WHO says 0.6% is the fatality rate, right? That's mortality rate. So less than 1%, okay? And if we got 35%, a third, so now we're down to 0.2%. But you got to catch it early, just like you do. And you know what I did like? They also talked about the steroid treatments, and they had to say remdesivir. They can't say the evil hydroxychloroquine word, okay? And to kind of focus just a little bit on, the nuttiness of the situation. Hopefully this one's going to play. I tried to play it last night on the AMA. But again, yesterday, while I did my walk and talk, after I interviewed my buddy I've known for 20 plus years who works in the operating room, who told you, again, just like Bill Gates told you, the end of next year, 2022, is when we can get off the lockdown. Not this year, okay? Not in 4 months. Everybody thinks the election's over or I don't know what these, mental gymnastics people are doing, but this is not ending. And he said they want that lockdown. He said this will last through 2022, okay? And these girls, I would imagine they're college girls, but after I got done with that interview, I'm sitting on the park bench, and some of you saw the one where I'm sitting there and I see an old man 20 feet out, and he decides now it's time to mask up and walk in that same street, right? So I wasn't really paying attention. I saw they were coming down the way. It was on my Twitter. I didn't think anything of it. And then I looked up, and lo and behold, these girls, several of which were masking up out of the 5, walked in the street again. I guarantee you I was already 6 feet away, but they are terrified of a man without a mask on, or anybody without a mask on they don't know. So let's just play the clip. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There we go. So again, just and then they come back over. So, I mean, these are like probably 18 to 20 somethings in an upstate New York town while I'm in the park. And they're so terrified of one person sitting on a bench off the beaten path, not wearing a mask in 85-degree weather, that they walked in the street. Again, it doesn't compute to me, like at all, where this is coming from and how we're allowing this to happen and how people don't understand that this is all selective enforcement, when if you're a celebrity and you're coming into New York, you don't have to quarantine for 14 days. Come on, man. Or if you're the facts aren't the facts Cuomo, you'll never have to quarantine for 14 days. You can preach a mask, and then you can go basically kiss the mayor of Savannah, Georgia on the neck. Not saying he kissed his neck. I'm saying when you see those photographs and he's hugging in, his muzzle is right up there, and he's not wearing a mask. It's all theater. And it's all about control at this point. Everything could be fully open in my state. There's no doubt about it. All right? And notice no one ever talks about herd immunity. Okay, I've been telling you it was here way before they told you it was here. In November, at the latest, it was in New York State. Okay? And now that the infection rate is well below 1%, the mortality rate is way, 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 way lower, right? We've gotten past the initial fear-mongering. They still want to push and push and push and push and push. And here we are. We lost our whole summer in this state. So guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Remember, I couldn't do it without you. I am fully demonetized on this platform. I hope I last on this platform because, again, it's a way to reach people. But $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donors, need you now more than ever. You can also support me over on Rockfin. Remember to check out all the documentary films. Remember, thumbs it up, subscribe, share, ring that bell for notifications. Check out the t-shirt shop. And remember that your life matters. Your skin color shouldn't have to. I'm a content of someone's character kind of guy, and I hope my audience is too. So guys, I love you. It's not about left or right. It's not about conservative or liberal. It is always about right and wrong. And right now, there's a lot of wrong going on, and there's an agenda out there to enslave humanity, and you better get hip to it. See you on the flip side.